Hey guys, it's week 15. We've made it. Yay. At least you made it to week 15. We still got to get through this week, and then if you have finals for other classes, you got to get through those. But the summer approacheth. So let me cover some of last week's business before we get to what's going on in this last week. And thank you that I will share with all of you at the end. So last week we had a bit of some different assignments. Well, one of them was different. The video responses were our last grammar rule that we all covered, and we had a wonderful variety. No one had any overlap, at least within last week. We had the affect versus effect, peak, peak, and peak. This is a lot of fun. We had a lot of those similar words. The spelling of Wednesday, February, and jewelry. When and how to where, when, and how to punctuate our thoughts. Punctuate thoughts in dialogue. Who versus whom, was versus were, your, possessive versus your, you are. And Jessica's happy video with assure, ensure, and insure. I'm guessing your husband was doing funny things back there to make you giggle so much. So great job with those. I liked some of us were taking some different routes. Joyce, with you holding up the papers, was really interesting and actually quite effective, I think. You did a great job with that. Cherie, I continue to be impressed with your technological savvy and making that cartoon. And everyone else taking the old school route. I think sometimes that's just the best way to do it. But everyone did a great job of not just explaining what your rule was, but also giving examples and trying to come up with mnemonic devices for why, how you remember things. So like Nicole with your 3 peaks. The first one, P-E-E-K, with the eyeballs, and the other one with the mountain. And so that was great. And Jessica with your breaking down the words. I still spell Wednesday by saying Wednesday in my head, and February by saying February. So those were great. And then Lehua, you actually picked up on one that I've always wanted to bring up to my 100 students and never get around to, so I may borrow from you. And then the examples from Jessica Espina with the assure, ensure, and insure, giving good, solid examples for all of those. So great job on that last grammar video. And then the other assignment was the eCafe student response, student evals. So I did check. I can't see who's actually submitted these because it's anonymous, but I saw 10 responses were submitted, and I'm pretty sure that's about the amount of you guys that normally actively participate in the class. So I think everyone was covered, and I truly appreciate you getting those done. They are very important should, promotions or any kind of thing be going up. Plus they give me some idea of what worked, what didn't, and how I can tweak things for the future. So in the videos, by the way, a couple of us seemed to get really excited that this was the last one, namely Kyle. You got very excited there. But we do have one more video response this week. So let's talk about that a bit. It's pretty straightforward as far as the assignments go this week. Your video response, we're doing some reflecting on the whole semester and the kind of stuff that we've talked about. So I'm asking you to do some eavesdropping. I find that kind of stuff really fun. I like to just sit somewhere and pretend that I'm doing stuff, but really listen in on other people's conversations. I used to do that when I was in grad school and had a second floor apartment. Be out on the balcony, people don't know I'm there, start talking. You can learn a lot. So I wanted you to do this kind of eavesdropping, people watching, and relate it back to the different topics we covered this semester. So all of those topics are actually listed for you on the week 15 video response page. So I won't go over them all, but you'll remember the SOAPs and the ethos, pathos, and logos, and fallacies and things like that. So bring all of that together as far as what you hear and connect it to real life experiences. And the final sentence in that prompt question says, be geeky and find something from our course that you will take away with you after our semester together has ended. So now is the time to be making those connections and figuring out what it is from this class you're going to take away, because college is not just about you go to class, semester ends, and you wipe the slate clean for the next semester. You'll start to make connections to classes you took before. Even more fun is when you start to make connections between the classes you're currently taking. If that hasn't happened for you yet, the day that it does, it's just very exciting. So that's what I'm asking you to do here. For the blog, I'm asking you to do reflection, but instead of going to the outside world, you're going to be thinking about yourself here. So I ask you questions about how you've grown through the semester, what you learned the most from what project, what activity, okay? How you felt about the digital environment that we've been working in, the WordPress site, the YouTube videos, what you might do differently, and I have a few other questions up there you can look at. I've talked with several of you during conferences about some of these kinds of questions, but now I want you to put it in writing and share it to see what other people think of what you're saying and if they share some of the same ideas. And your last thing this week, this is just a reminder. Project 3 had been set to be due today. This is the 25th, Monday, by 5. But I realized that with the peer workshops last week, and we had some issues with those I'll talk about in a second, that there wasn't going to be a lot of turnaround time for you to take those suggestions and revise your project or add anything to it. So I've pushed that deadline back to actually this coming Saturday, the 30th, by 5 p.m. So we're keeping the 5 p.m. deadline, but we are pushing it to Saturday instead. So you've basically got almost a whole nother week. Okay? So your submission of these that I had talked with some of you during conferences several weeks back, most of you are going to be submitting these via a link of some sort, whether you're filming a song, doing a music video or something that's going to be on YouTube. You can send me a link to the YouTube video. If you're doing a Facebook page, I know Cherie, I got your invite and joined your group, so you can send me some kind of message or somehow submit a link to the Laulima page. But that is what you're going to need to do if you have some kind of electronic platform. If you are doing a pamphlet or something, then that can easily be done in a Word document or a PDF, whatever, and sent as an attachment. But anything else, try to do it as a link. And if you are doing something that's not going to work either way, let me know and we'll figure out a plan. But post those to Laulima by 5 p.m. Saturday, April 30th. With the workshops last week, I had a couple emails, I think it was between Friday and Sunday, of people not holding up their end of a workshop. So just a reminder that just because the semester is almost over, it's not over yet. That almost is really key. So you still need to be doing the work until we get to the end, which is Saturday. I did email those of you that, respond to those of you that were having the issues, and hopefully we were able to get them worked out. I got responses and it sounds like everything was able to be worked out okay. So your blog response, your blog response and your video this week are still due at the midnight Saturday deadline, but your project is 5 p.m. Saturday. So everything by midnight Saturday, April 30th, is done, and this class is officially over. But this is my last video to you guys, so I wanted to just give a big thank you shout out to everybody, especially the 10 or so of you that have been very active in this class. As many of you know, I was not initially going to teach this class. It wasn't on my course load until the week before the semester started. So I was kind of nervous as far as how I was going to get through it. This is only the second ever online class that I've taught. But those of you that stayed with me and kept submitting things made this semester a lot of fun. I really enjoyed watching your videos and your blog, reading your blog posts every week, and getting to be geeky with you about media and its impact on us and how we analyzed everything. I'm going to be teaching this class again in the fall, but since I have a lot more prep time now, I'm going to be revamping the material to better suit my own interests, which lie starting to discover more along the lines of race relations and American kind of race relation things there. But hearing from all of you about how much you liked the way the course was set up and how it made it feel more, though it's still online, it feels more like a traditional classroom when we get to see each other every week. It really encouraged me, and I plan to utilize a lot of the same formatting next time around. I'm going to use WordPress again and may even use some of this video response stuff in other classes that aren't online. So thank you, mahalo for all of your hard work and enthusiasm. And as it says on the week 15 calendar page, if you ever want to talk about rhetoric, writing, college, life after college, or just life in general, come find me on campus or shoot me an email. I'd love to hear/see you guys. So until then, have a great last few weeks of your semester. Good luck on any finals you might have, final projects, any of that kind of stuff. Have a fun and safe summer and a great fall semester and anything that lies beyond. So thanks again. Good luck with everything, and I will see you guys somewhere. Bye.